Do you believe that the only way that you can lose weight is if you're working out? My name is Kim Shannon, and I'm here to tell you that it is absolutely possible to lose weight and get more energy and be healthier without actually going to the gym, joining a club, or having some huge exercise routine. When I was a kid, my parents enrolled me in softball and in tennis. They made sure that I was doing things that got me out of the house, and I was fairly active, but I wasn't really very good at those things. And then, I got a little bit older and I had a boyfriend, well, maybe more than one. And none of my boyfriends were into sports or into working out or athletically inclined. And as I got a little bit older than that, and I discovered that I needed to have a part-time job, that I was going to be going to school, that there were these things called parties. I mean, who had time? Who had time to join a club? Who had time to do these sports activities? Who had time to go to the gym? And as a young mom later on, well, chasing after my kids took up most of my time. And it was really more important at that point to get them involved in physical activity and sports activities and not me. So working out, being physically active was just not part of my normal everyday routine. I will tell you that on occasion, I tried to join the gym. I spent a lot of money on gym memberships, and I would go regularly for a little bit of time, but then I'd find a reason to not go because the reality is I didn't like it. Exercise is not my thing. In fact, I hated it. Now, as my kids grew up and I started looking at myself in the mirror and realizing, you know what, I don't like my body shape, I did actually join an adult rowing league. And I was a member of that league for many years. But what I was discovering was, like in most adult sports activities, that after a good workout or after a good game, we would undo all of the good that we just did by celebrating with a beer and maybe going out for some pizza. And I'll tell you, I know that that happens with adult hockey leagues and adult soccer leagues and adult baseball leagues, right? It's more of a social activity, and we reward ourselves and undo all the good stuff with beer and pizza. Now, I got, to a point where looking in the mirror was pretty depressing. I didn't like my body shape. I didn't like the size clothes I was wearing, but I was convincing myself that this was maybe what was supposed to happen as we got older, particularly for women. I looked at my mom and I looked at my grandmother and I thought, well, I can see that that's just the way it is, isn't it? And I didn't like that answer. It made me even more depressed. And I got into a little bit of a denial because I was actually squeezing myself into clothes that obviously were not big enough for me, but I wasn't going to go and buy the next size up. And that made me even more uncomfortable and even more sad. But again, what was I doing about it? Nothing, because I thought the answer was I was going to have to go and work out, and I really didn't like doing that. One night, as I was laying on the couch watching TV and playing on my iPad, because that's what people that are unmotivated with no energy do in the evenings, this interesting program ad popped up where they promised that you could lose weight without exercising. What? That was mind-boggling for me. So I did sign up for that program, and they're right. You can lose weight without exercising. In fact, I lost over about a 6-month period about 40 pounds, and that was 6 years ago, and I haven't gained that weight back. And the funniest thing of all, the most ironic thing of all, is that I'm more physically active today than I ever was. We're avid hikers, we get out on our bikes, we walk a lot. I don't join the gym. I'm never joining a gym. But I keep myself busy and active now because I have the energy to do so. I'm really happy with my body shape, and I'm really happy with my weight. And if you're interested in learning how I did it, then I would invite you to message me. If you private message me with the word exercise in your message, I'm going to know you watched this video, and we can have a really cool talk about how you too can lose weight without exercising.